Howdy folks, Mark from Nomad Boatbuilding coming to you from Denmark. So today we're going to go on a little adventure. We're going to pop over to Roskilde, the Viking Ship Museum. I've been wanting to check this place out for, easily 25, 30 years. It's actually quite easy to get to from Copenhagen. I thought it would be more difficult, but it's about maybe an hour trip from the heart of the city, where the central train station is, right to the front door at Roskilde. But half of that is on the train, the other half is just hoofing it, which is just fine by me. All right, let's go check it out. From the 11th century until 1443, Roskilde was the capital of Denmark. The Viking Ship Museum is built around the 5 original 11th century Viking ships excavated in the late 1960s from Skuldelev, a village about 20 kilometers north of the city. The ships were scuttled there in the 11th century to block a navigation channel, protecting Roskilde from seaborne assault. The 5 Viking ships represent several distinct classes, such as the longship, the cargo ship, a trader, and a smaller fishing boat. When I was there, the harbor was really active with people trying out these boats, taking them out for a sail, and of course the air was pungent with the redolent smell of pine tar. Everything is just saturated in this beautiful black elixir. I couldn't get enough of it. The museum undertakes research in experimental archaeology, centered on the Viking shipbuilding and seaworthiness. In essence, this is the practice of rediscovering lost skills. I love artifacts, but it's the act of shipbuilding that I came here to see. The museum's current project is making another replica of Skuldelev Fjord, which is the smaller longship in the collection. The first reproduction is 20 or so years old, and it's just starting to get tired, plus they've learned a few new things about the construction of these boats, and so the experimental archaeology continues on. Remind me what your name is.
Yeah, my name is Søren Nielsen.
Søren Nielsen.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
As part of the experimental archaeology, the process involves using the original tools and methods of the Viking-era, which would mean doing almost everything with an axe.
Sometimes we are more religious about, not having this one outside as well. I don't know if, as I told you, I'm not very much into this project, so I don't want to be religious. I just want to make this before the weekend have ended.
Under normal circumstances, the boat builders here are using the Viking-era bearded axes. Søren is kind of working on his own today, and he prefers using his little modern Swedish axe, and so he's kind of cheating a little bit.
The distance here, we try to make them so it fits to what we're doing.
Yeah.
But they have been found from the Viking age.
Oh, they have? Okay.
Yeah. And why is that long? I don't know, but that's how it was found. Maybe to handle it, to take it, or to whatever.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, that is a curious detail, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the name of that part?
Beady.
A beady?
Yeah, beady. They were called, the lower part of the beams were called a beady.
Okay.
Or beade. But it's Norwegian and Old Norse language.
Mixed together? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. But we call them beadies because they are called beadies in the traditional boats.
Okay.
The lower part.
Yeah.
So we call it the beadies. And then the beams, the next one, we call them beams. Or thwarts, all depends on what they were used for.
Is there a practical reason the step is put into that?
The what?
Is there a practical reason the step is put into this?
Yeah, the floor.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Take the circle saw. That's what you're struggling with there.
As soon as that boat's launching, all you'd be thinking about is how you cheated on that one little part.
Exactly. I won't tell anyone when I finish this today, you will not see it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not getting better with the axe making this by using the circle saw.
No.
So it's about forget it. Just try to do the best thing with your axe and do it fast, and then you possibly have found out how they did it in the Viking.
Yeah, well, I mean, and there's also, when you do get good at it,
Yeah.
you can get pretty damn fast.
Yeah, that's it. You're right.
One of my boat building teachers, he trained in Britain, and they were cutting scarves on some keels or planking or something like that, and he was asking about using an adze for doing that work.
Okay.
And so his master picked up the adze and said, "Yeah, well, here, I'll show you how it would be done."
Yeah.
And so he started chopping this scarf in a plank with the adze, and it was just coincidental that someone else was cutting a scarf with a power plane, you know, at the next bench or something like
Yeah.
that, and the adze got done
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah. The scarves are, but I would never use an adze for a scarf, and I'm sure that it's.
I was speaking to hand tools more than the adze specifically.
Exactly. No, that's right. But scarves are, I love to take them with the axe because you're down and you're there. When you're finished, you're there.
Yeah. Were there hand adzes used very much?
No. First of all, there is no marks at the ships.
Oh, to suggest there were adzes.
No.
Okay. Are you still doing horsehair rope for any of the rigging?
We try sometimes.
Yeah.
We've got all the rope over there
Okay.
in the rope shop.
Yeah.
We had some tails from Mongolia actually.
Yeah.
And we spin it. And we made rope. I say not me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a rope maker. But it was very elastic, so every time it gets wet,
Oh yeah.
a lot. We have horsehair rope, and sealskin rope, something hanging up there.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And wool rope.
Yeah.
On the Faroe Island,
Yeah.
we use a lot of wool rope.
Oh really? I didn't know
It's
that.
very elastic as well.
Yeah, I'll
It's
bet.
good for sheets and stuff like that.
Is there a particular bit of the work that you enjoy the most?
Yeah, this one.
Is it?
When you have fitted, right,
Oh yeah.
you're just making it smooth.
I mean, this part looks like a huge pain in the ass to make to me.
It is.
It looks really, really irritating. Well, just the configuration of it is everything that I wouldn't want to have to attempt with an axe. How green is this oak that you're working with, or is it pretty dried out?
Feel here it's green. It's wet.
Oh yeah, okay. That looks like you'll have it done by the end of the day.
I hope so. That's the plan.
Yeah.
The one we built for California.
Yeah.
We had made a choice that the finish should be like the original boat.
Oh yeah.
It was planed with tools from the Viking age.
Okay, yeah.
Planes. But getting there, just the fastest way to get there. What about the other building kayaks? He's not from your area.
Oh, you're thinking about Brian Schultz from Cape Falcon Kayaks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, he's from Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah, we talk to each other regularly.
Yeah. But he seems like he has his cameras in his head all the time.
He does.
It seems like.
He works his ass off.
Yeah.
He knows who his customers are really well and what they need. His courses are really well done. Very, very detailed.
Right.
So detailed. I tried to do one of them. I couldn't couldn't take it. I started working with his plans, and I was like, oh my God, like, can we just get to the parts that I need to know? And so I ended up kind of throwing them away and just doing it my own way in the end. The thing I have always told my students / clients is the boat we're building is not the product of the course. It's just it's a byproduct of the course.
Yeah.
And I want you to go away with enough confidence that you're willing to tackle it again on your own with some sort of, perhaps you need some sort of references to help you remember the details, but I want you to sort of have a good feeling that you kind of understand how we got where we're going. And for that reason, I don't use, like, Brian's courses are all very prescribed. Everything's got, a measured drawing associated with it. I do mine all old school with just body measurements and no tape measures. Do it all by eye.
There is a place in Holbæk, which is, maybe you heard of it, Skuldelev Fjord. It's a guy from here. He went there, started his own, but he had the community with him. The most important result of your courses is not the boat, but it's the way of thinking, the way of learning how to build a boat. So all schools from the community, they come down there and they build their own boats. He has got 8 boats going on. So
oh wow, that's great.
They go out sailing, they fishing, and they've got a lot of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
He always say that it's not the boat. The boat is just a use for actually these youngsters to find out what they want. If they are good at using their hands. But they have some good philosophies. These people, girls and boys, go out on this. It's a school ship, and when they come home, a lot of them they've got the fire, and we want to grab some of those people there who want to go on with craftsmanship. Yeah, absolutely. Can you remember the name of that particular boat that's sailing out right now? Like the type? Lowlands boat, like that.
Yeah. Okay. Isn't it a six string? Okay.
That's the old one from 1892 or something. It actually has got the same. This boat, we had it in the late 70s, and when we had it, it was rigged up with a snow rig, which is a gaff rig.
Okay.
And the mast was a little on the front, but the hull and the upper plank, they were still original. So we had holes after the old square sail rig.
Oh, really?
Some of the guys, they found out that the same holes in that one is actually the same hole that the Skuldelev number 3, the small cargo ship. Oh. It's got exactly the same hole.
Wow.
So that is actually a key boat. That's why we have it.
Yeah.
To understand how the Viking Age rig was looking.
I love the little aft cabins on those.
Yeah.
Something about that. There's something that does something to the proportions of the boat that I find really appealing.
It's a house you can take off and put on.
Right.
And you've got a little, what do you call it, stove in it. And when they sailed up there, they got the stove and they got the heat inside. And then when they came to Lofoten and went out fishing, they took it off. Oh. So they have room for fishing.
Okay.
I was asking about some of the unusual plank arrangements on the boat, and Søren was explaining to me that these were represented in the original boats, and they were actually repaired planks. And so there's some places where you saw 2 planks interrupting where one ought to be, or these sort of odd-looking scarfs that were coming together and forming only a portion of a plank. So they were reproducing those in the replica boats as part of the learning process. He's also explaining how there was a lot of recycling that went on. And here you can see in the original Skuldelev 5, the shear plank was reused from another boat, and all the original ports for the oars had been patched up and new ones created.
What I find kind of surprising is that these traditions are alive and active in some of the poorest countries still, Like you see videos of guys in India who are building using these exact same methods for the most part, bow drills and the simplest tools. It's
some years ago we had some exhibitions with local boat builders from Borneo and
oh, cool.
different places.
Yeah.
Actually, we had one from Vancouver as well, building these big Viking-eras. Well, the boat was called Big Canoes.
Yeah.
From cedar. A guy from Ottawa as well, building a birch bark canoe.
Yeah.
But well, as you were saying, that these old methods looks very much what the method we had 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And we can learn. Well, the reason why I think this museum had it was to when they look at Danish old time from the before year 1000, before the year 0, to know what to look for by looking at this way of building. Is this how it's supposed to look? No, but I like it this way.
I was delighted to see this solution of using a little Spanish windlass to solve the problem of iron that wouldn't stay put in this spoke shave.
I'm surprised you didn't start using the spoke shave earlier. Or what's the Danish word for it?
Yeah, spoke shave. That's not book toad because of this.
Oh, okay.
We've got some planers from the Viking Age, which is more modern block. So there was a settlement of Norse people.
Yeah.
And then this was found on an island between Canada and Greenland.
Oh, cool.
So we say, okay, it must have been in the same period.
Yeah.
Of the Vikings, but.
I think I spent a couple hours hanging around with Søren there and chit-chatting on all kinds of different subjects. And I was pretty impressed with how quickly he managed to shape this part, and he literally barely touched anything but an axe the whole time. So here you can see the beady in its finished position, and this is basically like a floor or a stretcher or a thwart, and the floorboards would sit on top of that. In the finished boat, underneath these floorboards, we'd find a lot of stone ballast. I really appreciated my time hanging out with Søren, and especially all the commonalities we had, including playing banjo, as a matter of fact. But I took my leave of him and went to explore some other parts of the museum, and the stuff that was of particular interest to me is actually the smaller boats, and they had a few great examples in the collection. The bulk of them tend to be Norwegian in origin, and I find them really interesting because they're just so simple. There's so few parts, and yet they're so elegantly constructed. This sparse aesthetic is something that I shoot for in my own boats. I just try to keep it simple and try to make the parts that I do put in have a very distinct and obvious purpose with very little ornamentation. Just enough to sort of set it off. This is a great example here of this particular fairing. Building something like this is definitely on my bucket list.
Okay, there we go. There was the Viking Ship Museum in Roskilde. And I know I'm saying that wrong. In Danish, all the G's are silent, all the D's are silent. Roskilde. The only phrases in Danish I've been able to figure out are hi, which is hello, and hi, which is goodbye. If you like these videos and you'd like to help support them, please consider joining me over on Patreon. You can find links in the corner or down in the description. Hi. We'll see you in the next video.